Amid the backdrop of the Atlantic Ocean, conservationist David Rockefeller delivers a compelling update about the precarious state of the world's seas as part of the Civic Association's signature speaker series.
Global sea surface temperatures have increased about 1 degree Fahrenheit in the last 20 years, and in July of last year, the shallow waters off Florida topped 100 degrees.
Rockefeller's warning and call to action. Plus, a recipe for success. Find out how empty bowls are filling hearts and raising hope for those in need. And dashing into the excitement as Palm Beach Day Academy holds its 93rd annual Walter H. Butler Field Day, we'll take you inside this beloved tradition where students showcase their athleticism and team spirit. I'm Claudia Shea. These stories straight ahead.
The Palm Beach Civic Association brings you Palm Beach TV, the island's only newscast. We're sponsored by the Fortin Foundation of Florida. Now the news.
Just steps from the ocean, about 150 Palm Beach Civic Association members and guests gathered to gain insight into the state of our seas.
The oceans and the things that are going on with respect to pollution, global warming, and so on with the oceans are obviously a matter of great global interest. But it's also a matter of great local interest. As a 13-mile barrier island, the oceans are our doorstep.
David Rockefeller Jr., a lifelong sailor, conservationist, and board member of Oceana, the largest international advocacy organization dedicated to ocean conservation, served as the Civic Association's signature series speaker.
We operate campaigns to protect the health and sustainability of the local fisheries. An example would be the creation of marine protected areas.
Rockefeller delivered a mixed bag of status updates specifically impacting Florida, starting with welcomed news.
50 species of fish have been rebuilt nationwide since the turn of the century, less than 25 years ago. So isn't it great to have some good news against an often grim backdrop of climate challenges? And it's especially good news for the fishermen, both recreational and commercial, here in Florida.
He also highlighted a recent decline in manatee deaths and a resurgence of sea turtle nests along the Florida coast, something we have seen firsthand here in Palm Beach.
Sea turtle nesting, notably the green sea turtle and the loggerheads, had a record positive year in 2023. So protection efforts in Florida are making a difference.
Other local ocean news, however, is not positive. Rockefeller painted a sobering picture of the declining state of coral reefs, suffering from the effects of pollution from agricultural runoff and coastal development and rising sea temperatures.
Global sea surface temperatures have increased about 1 degree Fahrenheit in the last 20 years, and in July of last year, the shallow waters off Florida topped 100 degrees, a level normally associated with hot tubs.
Last summer, Palm Beach TV showed you the impact of unseasonably hot water on coral along the Florida Keys.
These spikes in sea temperature, especially if prolonged, can be devastating for coral reef ecosystems, themselves vital breeders of marine life.
Plastic pollution emerged as another major concern in Rockefeller's address. He implored audience members to avoid single-use plastic. He also made a plea to boaters.
If you're a boater, also using materials on your boat that do not ruin the natural ocean systems, and paint manufacturers more and more are turning to using non-toxic materials, and certainly not throwing things over from your boat that don't do well in the ocean.
The youngest members of the audience, our next-gen students from Oxbridge Academy, were also engaged and involved.
Growing up in Florida, we're always told that conservation is an extremely important topic that we need to be really focused on as such a coastline-forward state. But I think that hearing the numbers out loud and really seeing the photos and the statistics definitely puts it all into perspective.
The Civic Association's signature speaker series engagements are sponsored by the Stanley M. Rumbo Jr. Legacy Society through a gift from the late Cynthia Van Buren.
The ability to perpetuate good programming and bring in the kind of speakers we had today with David Rockefeller and so many others is dependent on an endowment that enables us to do that. And the Rumbo legacy is that endowment.
This signature series presentation and those featuring Senator Jack Reed and Paul Tudor Jones are available for you to view in their entirety on our website, palmbeachcivic.org. The Palm Beach Civic Association was honored to participate once again this year in Empty Bowls Palm Beach. Palm Beach TV reporter Sally Lewis has more.
Claudia, full bowls and full hearts, and an outpouring of support for the community for the Palm Beach County Food Bank.
Green chili number 5. I'll take that.
The carefully orchestrated soup symphony begins with careful coordination in the kitchen, where familiar faces in the community, including the Civic Association's chairman and CEO Michael Pasillo, are working to keep up with the demand from a record turnout. From lobster bisque to clam chowder, each spoonful helps alleviate hunger in the county.
It's a great community initiative, and for the Civic Association to engage this way, it really speaks volumes how we do get involved with our community. We give back in many ways, and to see our members, we have many members here, we have directors here that are volunteering, and then to have the residents here, it's just a great feeling to celebrate and come together.
Fabulous turnout. The line keeps coming. I'm actually waiting for a next bowl of soup so that I can continue to scoop soup.
It's this community in the broadest sense of the word coming together to support and to help feed the hungry, which transcends all denominations, all faiths. This is what we're called to do, which is to help those in need.
In addition to soup and bread, a ticket includes the symbolic handmade ceramic bowl.
It's a wonderful thing, and each year it gets bigger and better, more people participating, and we all feel good about what we're doing.
1 in 7 children will go to bed hungry tonight, but with every dollar raised, the food bank can provide 5 meals. This year, there were about 500 tickets sold, with 22 restaurants donating soup and bread. There were 17 event sponsors, plus 7 in-kind donors. More than 500 bowls were donated and painted by 12 volunteer groups. Tally it up for the most wonderful outcome. Empty Bowls Palm Beach raised over $120,000 this year, pushing the total amount raised over 11 years to the $1 million mark. What do organizers do now?
We have a little celebration after cleanup, and that's sort of a quiet little tradition here.
Does it involve soup?
No. Soup's all gone by then.
A nearly century-long tradition still going strong at Palm Beach Day Academy. This past Saturday, students took part in the 93rd annual Walter H. Butler Field Day. Students on Team Pelican and Team Flamingo showed off their skills after practicing their relays, long jumps, and tug-of-war. Team Flamingo took the field day win, although fun was had by all, including parents and alumni who helped pull all of this together. Saturday's event followed a week of other noteworthy events leading up to the big day. A little history. In 1994, Field Day was named for Walter H. Butler, who led the school for 23 years beginning in 1965. He valued the competition and sportsmanship that lives on today. That's it for this edition of Palm Beach TV, the island's only newscast. We also invite you to follow the Palm Beach Civic Association online and on social media. We'll see you next time.
Palm Beach TV is a production of the Palm Beach Civic Association. We thank our sponsor, the Fortin Foundation of Florida, and encourage you to let us know how we can provide news coverage that best serves our members and residents.